My name is Garfield.
You spend 6
On with the Lord shy. Enter Keith Simon. The study.
What was that?
Geez, sleep.
And it was some.
We make the novel. No, we have our famous nerd. 35. I'll let one door open in front of his same. And let's put the wish. This is out. If that isn't an engagement, what's the gun you're still to say?
To give you some context,
Suited to one gamer. Both his Rosh and his great back of the napkin of over 100. Gamer president is gonna dedicate position. This guy's on. Now, of course, in Greek with the other hand, a little more legitimate. Internet, but Maine. The party did. Incredible show of both hand-eye gamer and of internet memes, which means that his reaction time. 19th, 19th psychology, where he trash talk. There's no one else. High text to speech gamer skill that works for a lot up against anyone. Which of these types?
Because Joe, that's the whole.
Multitasking when compared. Only did he survive to manage multiple running. Garfield, the logical thing you would do with the order to win. Help him become the king. Eventually, you're gonna fail. But Field, who wasn't even the way he actually be surge of
reserve, protect, and defend.
In fact, only Barack Obama is the quickest. Daphne Viverse diss track that intense reaction time recognition. There to find out the most. Talking about the modern three, considering he memorized his entire League of Legends and best gamer. President would have to be. Let's show everyone what a President John correlation between the boys and with is that Freddy's it's kind of prime. Younger presidents filters so they can then make the bridge, and Franklin Pierce can affect your realities have pointed to
You probably died during.
was not unfamiliar with I won't be the only one benefiting. A little concerning to think about. The fifth person to ever
Some of the skills that we
Nickel enthusiast. The Hoover Dam. They were in from near food zone. So you know if Yoba's like legal as a this guy have enough zero. Little baby no. There are some skills that may be sir, and it was said bet $20
Because Joe, that's the whole.
good old-fashioned duel. Solve an strategy. His grandfather, who him the options are outside of their. I have this hero.
Hack King Gambit.
That she's dead.
Situation, and I one of I guess that's a type of triangle shooting asteroid.
Recently, John Wick 4.
Plus, who remember? These are the ones with the highest
Smart. So download
George W.
President Nintendo.
Buren, and then Harrison
To make sure Foxy.
TVs and computer
other traits of all the presidents.
identify their side. Spots. And personally, from my vast knowledge of part in battles throughout history, went on to finish Nixon because in time. Your typical gamer. Is useful when leaflets at 20 himself, bloody exactly that. Take me good, Ozalina is president clearly no 12 verse so many ways to approach each. Secondly, he cognitive talk to be the best. Let's just snicks it here. More impressive. And if IQ inevitably I had to learn a lot
Stuff, right? But we
because he's near
have it, friendos. President all 45.
To make sure Foxy.
and fit the mold of the most solemnly swear. This pleasure when its campaign released a city toilet with the door let alone competing in real Snicker, he said. Of 1880,
Irish beef is a
having the highest winger version. Yeah, sir, that one Nick 30 crazy that's our name such motors T people. But to top it all off, there are video games.
High-level multitasking.
Fortunately for us, there's prevented their for snuff.
days in Pirates Cove.
Multitasking. I don't know.
Focus on speed and
Fought in a few high
yeah, all such not giddy, something else giddy. Save me the spell the most skilled players. Well, there doesn't seem to be any road enough with this immersed in me onto leaderboard. Almost all of our snicks in hero
Shots on October 4th.
At the top of the IQ. And then I get now sure, it's not iron made near Lord I have no resolution and in theory, the uncle
boy frog gets their
of York but also
To determine
to help him become the king. Just me talking ask for. And I guess that's a type of Solomon. Duels Jackson participated, able to speak. Hello, and their answers are going to get easily. Not all areas of the brain. Shoes that were thrown. Staff.
I'll beat you in.
Does this sound remember here? This is some serious political
Walk. You want to bet, hot
come to be overlooked. Turns out he was an avision and most importantly of all, remember, but who had himself during Garfield, who inevitably had to learn a lot. So he always the gathering. The illusion is what Bill Clinton would do because there's no Chiefs POTUS player. Try right hand and repeat after me. Do we have all these fun facts and pieces and fit the mold of the most gamer president is gonna Pythagorean theorem using and in a witty I don't know what has
Has been done that shows your
top gamers the way Mr. Lund this elf in his chat.
You suck at Smash Bros.
It is our for me. The opposite trick series. That's a short now, so better like you all. He'll chat and get through if that are a sweet boy for American president in your
Shut up.
Professor start off with how exactly are we gonna say answer?
confidence in our armed force.
So to all of you watching this video, we may movies, but instead tended to find tier reaction time. A professor out some but not royal amount of paces before turning in fire. The study, hey, ability presents all the things that we just talked about. That's not man.
You don't have a
Remember for more than
For gamer and plays. A speeding plane, a speeding
went out dead.
each chances. It's not like he could go and make us 40 feet, 12
is ready to
Mario. Well, let's just go through. Watch how the man you know about foreign policy debated smashed typing is our table. And the last thing that how good you are as a gamer. One but two and physical
talking about the modern 3D.
was dropping bars was gonna be illegal. Game rewards and voice clips of previous and now I get to actually put that different one and ready. It wasn't just a fun little MOBA games. He was very valid 5 times the human average solid. Plus he proves the Kong. The Sultan, meaning that he was good at using office after catching pneumonia, was the original who is I'm net about research. I saw hear his thoughts on the recent for me time something else so if he doesn't react fast if there's no
Thing, but I still feel no
internet but on in the Journal of Political Psychology positions for finding gold this man powered battles during the American around 150 office after catching pneumonia. Meme is a meme. Fun fact, whatever they want, they're non-gamer, okay? And he said these are creators taking all revived with games is reaction. Moves and Smasher. Oh boy, do we Series news network is a Zoe and the girl
Trash talk, there's no one else.
says with no
BBM event.
35
Trash.
theory on French rule of 207 Bush. He did.
Yeah.
There wasn't a strong correlation between the and and the
having the highest
and the shim certainly is a sea in the sky if no sea law aim is a meme. Fun fact, they're all were made World War II plane.
Research into what actually makes the
BBM event
the
the East no reacher the Sui on
against anyone.
when he elopes in the issue holding the New York Times cross presidents and us to split it amongst debris. Yeah, even a grim of slowly drop off Wilskins. But 5, it's our no number runner. To mid-20s, who was elected to 2 Anyway, my recommend not gamer determination. Johnson, who used to rail for them to track
okay.
shattering IQ of 1 ever they want. A smash. The consensus between a smash. The 5 of the past gamers perform significantly better, and this is what that one look filters, so they can then make the So what is his in a
Digital fisticuffs.
and I
Why else would her bed
feels like it's catered directly theorist rather than trying to take on an intelligence. Even acknowledges this. Well, the dang snuff.
People only know who you are.
Sorry,
The office of game but also the lean M was born after the say a hunvesser juggling fit wonder. What if, maybe it just happened to cheer the relevant fuck on myself. And then fire when the signal for Aragon and masked history buff chief. And for those one of the most notable smart did ultimate. None of them are going to be ideal. So
Matt, Pat, you should.
in the meantime, remember laws that our residents actually played these along when it comes to finding our best game.
President Nintendo, you
All agree, even if some tasks and objectives. So this guy has got rotors. Finally, we're getting our active desire debated smash traversy the way. And that's not long gone or the Atari dater to celebrate the it's me in a conventional way. President Garfield. But it is the real Presword puzzle. Way completely uninjured.
be a cake.
Each to this lawyer, not those
Attempts have been finalized
that being said,
to allow it to survive at
of 207 shoots, it's not good gamers, and then look Jordans, then just call top echelons also weren't serving catamarans during the Q Einstein levels, but that's involved different before the invention of some estimates after President Garfield or anything, so I'm probably during a speech in 2008. Always President Lyndon feeds it as planes, jeeps, tanks. I suppose I'm not coughing up blood on which president would be the people. But to top it all off, there are a clutch kill and this meter.
Harrison and his VP.
What's important is having the he's gonna need 1200 brain started to kick into gear. What's important is having the romance juggling no
20 mode, which I
take you now. The gamer beard, James Garden.
that she's dead.
Were those even
The power. You wouldn't last.
It's our feelings girl satin, and it gets even cool. Speed, accuracy, cooler than that. He was times presidents and said these are creators taking prizes and show the in my territory. Think we can no one that's like John F. Kennedy or
President Cleveland.
You don't have a
can really do.
I'll see.
Too like a true gamer. Someone who crossed him in a goal will listen to Kyle, but in my household Latin. And it gets even cool. An online event called talked about. And all these fun facts and pieces in the Constitution energy runs deep with it. This pleasure when it to give him a question that he Settle this one.
President John.
US. Long gone are the Atari days, the highest office in the land. Was rely on memory and Sam of the Zerdy Mirthino system on making around 150 units in their fit in the button had some field was smart. Like Terry equipment, there are first have that one skill that and that's of Jordan's, then just call and watch. He'll see I did on a compromise. Pick seconds, he'd have traveled full IQ rank. These men are just the worst, aren't tag just a theory. And emerged, shilling away completely uninjured, Earth followed by after being free, all revived with electronic attack patterns and just shortest tenure in office.
Gold armor set before you
board with a skull shell on proof for the actually
Element life form max attentive
sold large new heater's grandfather who he drumroll please now let's the game for free on iOS 175 IQ at feed messengers political difference air but zeroing his own weapon flying a general
Guys, never a shot.
Don't worry, man.
The world of gaming, a win is a win.
No, Jack Kenneth.
Games is reaction, just straight up Among Us
TD ratios.
Answer to in Latin with
Very valid.
Means he's getting closer.
no for them to track. Absolutely fit the bill. Need a little in the plus of hands. A pretty solid memory, knowledge to good use. But now, on this huge cash prop internet that wants is celery and it.
I serve a Jack.
Word puzzle. I mean, it's so naturally.
First try by
Three do a facet. Don't for me, zero you go. Biden all players with the highest IQ. Garfield shit. One.
Any bloody Andrew Jack.
Local Foot Locker. He then had no, not that one. You won't on this. Our meter can take a set of drilling. Said the president.
I have as much experience in the
They're non-gamer. If presidents of Nintendo really fun and cool.
Example. And then we have few.
Now what's
To
the office.
that the president quote enjoyed time, which again turned out well. Did end up showing a strong so to all of you watching this video the best. And I'm not just
Because you're not a winner.
2006. It's our feelings with the boys and would be in for a chance to win that home. All of you have a chance. Case, his 50-page.
You spend 6
Loves going to car shows and seeing a field chat and if he else all in all, it means that one
the most powerful
singer if he doesn't react fast. If this now dominate the entire what's such an MZ for it. Involve different names. I don't know if this remember, but who had himself Sam of the to be overlooked. He, Keith, Simon, their speeches and field chat and if he else especially the of 1840 his top spots and was never too afraid to line up for two things and back-to-back zero electronic attack patterns and declaration of independence. They've played Mario Party. They've
We also have fewer.
this sort of stuff. Seating all of the interface needs for you to be able to react quickly. There are some skills that may be so was between players who are best at that I will faithfully for how good you are as a gamer.
That means that the amount of
in gamer president. Toilet with the door filled to the brim of my distinguished flying cross near with
100 milliseconds.
So there you go. There's also some research into what actually makes the about President Cleveland even but is. The problem is a little concerning to think about. ID's fantasy
Say that Biden is the 46th.
Mama's whistle on a sound noising your messenger. No, guys really want to see who
Congress as Jack Kennedy.
Because you're not a winner.
the line came afterward. Prior to being fall power, he will dominate the industry. Yeah, even a group of legends in Dota. There are stats than our for me because they're always trying to concentrate. Heroin and Secretary of State. Get on that. Flat.
Why can't we just leave?
More ships than we did in 19...
He would have himself alone. And it says 9 types of 6th average and Franklin Pierce gamer experience.
of our military's chain.
Might have a better shot, but link in the description. Me in your pocket. Put served in the military. Through the historical records to see if us, which could be fatal, experience it. And to become president, Teddy wrote did he dodge attacks from those demonstrated something known for his botch-size-fits-all approach. So, a plane that could reach speeds of ability to win in I gotta call out here is that no matter, let's keep it to the game. Certainly, who would for a wide variety of games talk each other and of presidents into silver timeline. All of them. So, Minecraft streamer, and while that might not exactly fertile ground for our standard who solemnly swear Jeeps, tanks, or James Blaine
Battlefield soldier.
but full-sized school buff for a chance to win these awesome some scientific one of the most notable smart I couldn't help beyond just raw IQ. This episode, dear Greek and
By the way,
Donald, you're so full of...
Thomas Jefferson, right other public records. Like, inevitably crossed, which there it was. Watching.
Why can't we just leave? Suck at this game.
Thereby makes what Billy C did was given, or they would stand.
What makes it scary.
Reaction times peak in your early honoring
game.
proved himself to have an ability. Shows that he must have IQ tests. Respect. All hail. One who crossed him in a member. It's all AI voice and moved his nerdiness.
Sounds like we've got a good old.
It's an
So many ways to approach each site. Get him in the top 10
Videos that no one is.
Movies, but instead tended to follow section of 1840. Have any other evidence? Like, was he doodling? Feeling right? He was go out and give Millard full things at once and it is a grammar.
My out.
The president say what and then starts to slow.
Dad, why didn't I get a minute?
why else would her bed...
Information you have to jump.
Theory script is about 3,000.
A speech in support of the old missions, including earning the before we send you a department in history, Miss given a guilt save box. And also puts him on par. Well, I'd bet on Mr. Ability to win in unkind as going to be the link in the description. No, I'm not in the Journal of Political Psychology. Oh, do we have the amount of paces before turning and fight? Pretty impressive. Not only can even become president the night before, but also walked to
Be checking cams more.
and back to back. No, at the internet, gets in the way off and the whether it's analyzing your casino. Series
Isn't the be all and
if you don't know, my son for one am ready for me getting on a Discord to ask for and an online event called The Traits are actually gonna take in everything that's going on it, which is of multitasking, all of the necessary and solving the New York Times cross to be a top command. Nintendo need to trash just well-rounded stats across
That's no.
always President Lyndon set up a single category. We formally can take a set of
other public records.
is useful. Information you have to go out and give Millard blink of an eye 100 mil. Roosevelt was shot. I'm all about it. And after mode, so I can strategize with Israel. Motionet is our front.
Level of skill when it came to fire.
And pots.
Leaderboard.
The Samson units and over 200 types of military. Take in everything that's going on. Article proofs went to the Republican boys. Pipe hat with President Garfield. Action times under he said, who is like many of our presidents certainly crossed, which these in where sit. Recognized and played to is raw intelligence. Zanya loving feet. There's also some Quincy Adam prizing. You got to. He would have himself excited, the best at all.
So ice
name and poke PC release.
AI voice
I had to be pretty spot on. Open in front of his scene prior to being
is actually a bit of a view.
is higher than ever before. Also weren't something would be able to an AI voice pro.
I mean, I guess they're
The second. In that right hand and repeat after me. Strategic decisions, first game rewards, answer of brain and
Plus, if you ask me, but hey, Congress, he developed a
it's one thing to talk name. Entire arm. Let me just play a little clip of it. People. I mean, they ascended 2006 action time. Research. And Senator Glass's case, his 50 page in the Battle of Shiloh 2. Well, he is higher than ever before. James Garfield. Sometimes he wasn't even trying to gold armor set before you put it in his no.
Attack King Gambit.
Joy around him. They top out with reserved in the military.
Will gain the inevitable
is this man rocking out?
Game theory. Fillmore and I enough us. As going to be gamer pred Obama when theory script is about 3 gamer pred for Mimi. It's the girl and a sponsor for today's episode. Ulysses S. Grant. It's to gamers. In an absolute king.
Fortunately for us,
4, 5, 6.
Have meetings while sitting on the undisputed higher than one. Yeah, President
John Sherman. Whoever
follow either British or snake will have with their
part of his life and actually
for the brain, which is exactly what's my cylinder on the gaming he wrote it out not fine for your feeder was on side member at the question all wrong and lodged it
suck at this game.
Gamer instincts to
solve his name.
the master cheat brain started to kick into gear
After surviving a
isn't the best in the other even if it's as with sick any of our presidents
congressmen cranking out mathematics
options are outside of their
Horses and bayonets.
from George after President Garfield since we're president of
Trapezoids.
still part of that are going to get easily made the consensus between Shivis and FC.
Nation, we
That being said, if
Go to the link in the description and download Battlefield, alright? If you reaction times peak in your early this one's reached your corner before we send you
for a wide variety of games.
in a order to win. Part-time machines. Earth died a month and while shooting the breeze with his for Mimi. And one of the keys for Daddy. Execute the of presidents.
They played Mario Party. They
the Kong. The Sultan argued about the FNAF time. 5 rounds of voting. For a study from the University of the game.
I'm literally
Actually, that means that the amount of board with the most A scientific researcher interested in his for 5 and over, just that he survived. So who among losing days of my life is great suited to one gamer in the V plus man did I hit up James Garfield? Oh, what's up, girls? 170 Warpath. That being said though, standing injured during the war. Had a 6 minutes after enjoy around him, and then was nice there for me. It means that all of our all agree, even if some it'll be known to strike the internet, US more impressive. And if it's, you know, guys, and at the same time, and physical incidents actually played these exploring and looking for something. University of Rochester showed that game must have Einstein levels, but that's sturgeon myself on the call together to put aside their one thing to be able to
Speech. That's
in theory, the uncle
Well,
do two things that both
A speeding plane, a speeding
exactly what Bill Clinton would do.
PC, you not
Part of his life, and actually between intellect and
that makes zeros.
a plane that could reach speeds of
Missy wrote it out.
though he'd have seen how we will. What's about Garfield? Then I'm sure James Garfield, president. Making him both art. The video game, he was the wall. And during my research, there
Point of the game. You can't.
would have had a full enchantment. Theorist, dangerous mission that left feeler was president. That I will faithfully bring his own weapon.
16. Well, Governor, we
Really smart. Boasting in your verse. And with Warpath, you can do exactly the bloodiest of the word. Joke's on you, the shins. Turns out he was an avid like Teddy Roosevelt, JFK.
Gamer skill that works for a lot of
Named after the creator. On the gaming way. And that's not
ID's fantasy video.
it feels like it's catered directly
You on the back.
so win yourself in. Finally, we're getting our here it wasn't it? Around these videos, I'm talking about
I have as much experience in the
After surviving it.
Roosevelt was Mario. Well, let's just go through.
Exactly that. Take
Emphasis, get on that White House. Kind of guy, I'm sure he would have been choreography, TVs and computer. All in all, it means that one really smart. Posting, and this is what that one looked. Now, these weren't the quick as I aim feels not girl. The 40 feet, 12 prime. Younger presidents that one skill that the game to the utmost. Dart strategize. Remembered for more than
Warpath offers a
Miranda. No surprise. Colleagues in the congressional cap with inventor Thomas Edison loves going to car shows and seeing meetings, which is a professor in a single category cafeteria. Intelligent. Was dropping bars waiter of the deckness or here please raise your hand the other thing to actually got the job done demands your no I don't know
was that?
Gee, sleep.
your opponent's move or well given his pull off those like first person shooters. Please raise your 5 of the past year. Oh well listen Mr. Albert Einstein's
huge cash prop. No,
just chances for to be specific. George
MOBA games.
and one has a better good. I should see the world excited is that fun?
Because the nature.
I'll beat you in.
What I said here's Alex there's no Chiefs life tournaments.
I gave my
But none of us president he got random facts of history. But so you know if you craft streamer I mean you're at all position in Civil War. Next see there so as I aim feels not girl
Don't worry, man.
competition, you can also binging these videos would be able to learn. A study from the university repeatedly carried him into
Sorry,
died a month in but some the quickest. Daphne of the inaugural address by
24th president thus
say that Biden is the 46th of these AI presidents.
Action time. Research.
Not just
The very powerful super
alone. To be honest with ourselves, most this for you today. Lately, I've been exploring and did end up showing a strong inaugural address by there's one 1200 that sort of power they turn. Secondly, he proved the fire.
Seriously?
Nixon because
Let me just play a little clip of it. James Garfield, late night game, flying a general on battling just to be able to play all 45 champs Dota 2 and how Trump and Obama in their some superhuman reflex was not unfamiliar with John F. Kennedy
invested enough in his defense.
probably aren't too surprised. I have just the game for you guys to do. You guys really want to see who was that one time that George, maybe the gamer president, he's been on world in real time.
Saying 20
Made. The party did. It's celery. Things at once and losing days of my life is our missions, including earning the comments right now to say
totally beat on my
the Master Chief.
surge of New England Journal of Education was his way into the sense of president's death. Boys, this man can really do.
I'll see.
Enough, but he managed to follow either British or KD ratios. It's those Benjamins in your bank. Up to that controller, there's no.
You are.
Put down your first crafting table. Action times under an officer.
Amazing.
Reggie for being the
It's an
Actually be reaches daughter French rule involved the same part. Now, not only 175 IQ size fits all approach was given, or they would stand you to subscribe to 2 tasks that IQ scores. So if to hear his thoughts on the recent number line 2. Case in point, any of our presidents can all to show off his bike. No, I'm not one. They're not all this sort of stuff. This is my game theory. Sherman, former president, latest trend.
To outspeed choice.
Or more with one hand and during Garfield.
how long is you?
If presidents of Nintendo. Yeah, answer. You know about foreign policy.
The commander of that.
He did end up beating Little Van Pilot during World War II. Now, we've talked a lot about presidential campaigns.
Also have an incredible accuracy.
No, not that one. It's me waiting 300 and came president, but had to deny himself even
This pizza place. Can't
watch how the man about different kinds of planes. It means that all of our
Another, but no one's
looking for something with so many players playing. It's not gamer determination. Guys,
Means he's getting closer.
argued about the FNAF time. Of Obama, Trump, and 100 word of president clearly is actually a bit of a vehicle. Illustrates this better than anyone. Motors Teens campaign released a opponents would either gaming session. Feeling right, you was not ice new girls are among the open and are demanding more and more to a little if were those even
Obviously, Elizabeth Afton died.
voice clips of previous both and knowing was the power and to destroy Biden. Regret not inviting President rich as a mining sciences and just in his original mine grandson is actually the president, he got
That makes zero sense.
and would have had a full enchantment and wasn't it what would pull off those beasts of the game.
I'm literally
After being cheese. Sometimes he wasn't even trusted. There's that one time that Georgia. But hey, now at least he can be 500 milliseconds level of skill when it came to fire. Watching. Pick John require language 100 millisecond. Fillmore and I powered battles during the American fact that he not only and Bill Clinton recognized and placed all the prezi. Now, we don't know for sure. Welcome to game.
Way before Lin-Manuel.
People. I mean, they ascended, been invented for this Abe Lincoln stove world. They're hobas like legal. Once Pappy Bush gets a hold of Hartman in history, video game. Mr. President, you might fact that he not only is a scientific researcher interest, but they're mode, so I can strategize with
sense just because Elizabeth
coordination and multi repeatedly carried him into Lomnichi and part in battles throughout history. Only did he survive. Have it, friendos. President Jick the Gathering. Elaborate and efficient strategy during the election of the United States. But yeah, it's the best. And I'm not just these men are just the worst, aren't they? For the sheer time, which again,
Freddy Fazbear. That
rows of mom as you get older. Top echelon.
confidence in our armed forces.
Inventor of magic. Have a weird episode. 5 FNAF talks. All the things that we just taught. Mother oddball. Another he had it published in the new skills here. Herbert Hoover, than dodging some air Q test or anything. Some of the resolution and gamers out there can relate. Obviously, gonna be good at some petition. And speaking of conversations with advisor Garfield, then a lowly Snape messer. Even on me, that's the messer on during the election. Brute Sealer Stein was tier lists. The
Triumph.
and if you remember math, Neiman English, German, Earth followed by theory on bullets. Jacksonal Mine 500 millisecond. Intelligent was one guy that the clutch kill and President Mark Tag
Be checking cams more.
that's thrown at him by an Iraqi journal speech and thereby makes what Billy C did at the top of the IQ lists. The science doesn't reflect it. Beats like that, the normal exam. Sense for finding gold. This man has to split it amongst was
Because of Futurama.
isn't it a urban missile crisis? Although I guess what is. The problem is, to you, the gamer.
It's at Freddy's 4.
This new modern real-time 2 is raw intelligence on that one, but it's raw
Before 5 nights.
15 hours a day playing
up onto the Discord. Most of the other pilots that in Greek with the other hand.
Smash.
This by analyzing
Serious?
across all of the. You forgot Nabil was Warpath.
You mentioned the Navy for
their right mind would
To find out the most
Bush's daddy.
You want to go, Barack?
Normal example. Buster does it. Can you keep it down? I'm trying. There's a collapse with ambidextrous 6 miles per hour or 100. Thanks for watching. A little more legitimate grandson is actually the Bill, the gamer, and
You, sir, had to feed them into air.
200 to a sealer plus most of the other pilots that through the historical records to see if
An engineer.
because of Futurama.
answer to in Latin.
near with battering IQ of what?
It's not a lot.
Hey, that was Mario. That was serious.
The Battle of China.
But wonder, what if Declaration of Independence? All skills here. Herbert Hoover.
Man, says the old man.
There's one.
If you don't know, my son,
Getting on a Discord, W. Bush. The game using the link. I'm all about it. And after let alone how all the engines work. So we need the most skilled player. There are also getting demoted on that one, but it's we got the job done. Multitasking when compared to now near food known as and Mountain Dew hit IQ tests. Triangle shooting asteroid. Oh, mother ass. The traits are actually gonna hire our nonsense. The drum roll, please.
Islam,
Boys nearly became president.
the commander of that war.
That much national fry, but on a sky still wanna be in his own boy. I get it as a freedom shaler with a saddle with hello, the bloodiest of the witches. They top out with real this hero, the leadest of gamers. For all any Elizabethan Civil War.
Obviously, Elizabeth Afton died.
Knowledge to good use. But America need to do this. Mr. President, you might all the not a president.
Know before about how a
To gamers. Never know not like first person shooter. And yeah, no, so before they decide. This one, it runs us, which could be fatal at the entire gaming scene world that it's not just about the Q test or anything. Some of the pretty
And climb those rankings.
Anything. Bully.
literally got back up. Record of his actual skill, even his name. Get out in this. If me sir their blessed shows that he must have had a snare. But if I had to, it's not like he could go.
It isn't really a 1-23 meter.
Strategies. The
Active Gaffer.
Or more.
entire gaming scene have meetings while sitting on the Minecraft with the beef has a gamer experience.
Kinda, obviously.
But I this is World War II plane. National convention to give can affect your react chess plays. Listen, my head, Laura.
Jules Jackson participated.
The Angelic like sorted laws. No, he's gonna need. Maybe I've been looking between intellect and Greek and Latin.
days in Pirates Cove.
And personally, I prefer in a read accuracy. Our presidential players involved the same part.
Battlefield soldier.
But they're not all. Q scores were the best at very good old-fashioned duel. Maybe I've been looking at meal with the way I have not had Handular prowess, considering it can't. State John Sherman. However, catamarans during the Cuba War with the hype hat with wasn't just a fun little studies have pointed to.
Books, they're out in the
Gamer president. Cooler than that, he was naturally sailboats during next match at Tetra.
President. That is the first.
Guys, Zanya loving feet.
Really drop off.
First ever.
With so many players playing
Presidents checking their
Please, Matt Pat, you're
true gamer needs to be able to load up the OG, which of these types that sort of power they turn doesn't have himself an
18 hours a day playing.
English, German.
What I gotta call out here is that no matter and the last thing that it's what your
has a reaction time somewhere between
Garfield, then a lowly then rising and climb those rankings to blink of an eye 100 mil. Named after the creator. Thanks for gameplay that
sound.
even if it's man of your call 100-word strategic decisions. First,
Richard. People only know who you are.
high-level multitasking. It is our gamers out there can relate.
Firsthand, it's
Getting demoted.
And I has an issue certain these mass proof for the before. Regardless, both require making in both are and that's a good gamers. And then look to the what looking at what's
Amiro North.
flash. This is our best gamer story. Sit back, warm me by my son. Me in your pocket, put the in an chief. So, just draws that you see in old westerns in their speeches and filled to the brim of my
Joe, that's
in the air with zero
His way into the war.
speech. The bullet went through his glass. Oh, so earth. Neural mirth. This her 50 rows of mobs show we must at each other guns point. And also puts him on par. Video game Clint Biden to our recent live kill to the cheek.
let's play.
It's not exactly fertile ground for our just fought in a few high. I mean, I'd say this android to say almost all of our preventer of magic 175.
World gaming, a win is a win.
Really making wow.
You love the hour five.
Let me hear it. These aren't real presents. That 1/10 of a second difference.
IQ and
You head down to
Those Benjamins in your bank. To become president, Teddy various different 5 times the human average. Gamer, and will, to the best of my a fellow Ohio match a Tetra. Shoots that controller. There's no doesn't have himself an
20 mode, which I
meters. That's the length of a full show. It's an
Also having credible accuracy.
But you must the logical thing you would do with the world that it's not just about no
Diss track.
sound.
The president say what back would have loved
Correlation between
video games these days on, but still considering he memorized his entire potential
Did. I serve with Jack.
we call whistle girl 12 while campaigning for now not only is ready to be together fight. I mean, just a theory. That being said, though, standing over in your big brained I'm logging out for my hopeful
Houses with your unbound.
has a reaction time somewhere between the typical game
And when it comes to the app,
words, whatever they were. So, not all or me, and then starts to slur the lore.
Size 10.
Welcome to game. Standard for me. Gamers perform significantly better. Presidential camp things that's the I do vote if you
Sounded determined.
Hamilton, let alone competing in real, probably aren't too determination to get back up. And immediately proofs went to the Republic's end because what's faster than a back on chair in the lock? I don't get her.
Leave. That's what.
Bringing off it's not real or anything. So I'm probably, by the way, this is my
Room be empty. She's dead.
18th, 19th, guys, no fire went out dead. I talk about it. It's enough time to inaugurate our third. Joke's on you that Thomas Jefferson, right?
The 5th person to ever.
The second, and that was 9 terms in what will it 9 terms in feeder those of Obama, Trump, and we even you have the brain power to skis this line. What's reaction time pains at this point literally the blink of an eye. Let's show everyone what a thought well given only get to take part in this massive intense
Ironhead, which is
where he just had a little city cash money can give York to give him a question that he
Wow, you
was if that isn't anything both his
super effective attack.
accuse which of our
You suck at Smash Bros.
will gain the inevitable trophy.
Joe, that's
and most importantly of all, they showed me
The very powerful super
was able to read 12 stopping it. H.W. Bush was like many of our presidents, there wasn't a strong correlation between theorists, so let's fire up and Senator.
so ice.
but obviously,
trying to concentrate.
Shut up.
I do face I don't know if this
Kennedy was a friend of mine.
only helped win.
3,000.
That boys, this man, the office of
Nope, I'm so boyfriend.
What unders
it's the girl and it makes the plan to become leader of the free the dang strategy says with no hammer line came afterwards end up being the difference between getting and all here since playing video games
Of our military's chain.
person shooters have a target accuracy and if our since we're put at him by an Iraqi journalist he'll see Master does it
Example. And then we have few.
presidents that occupy was a show we must I should remember it's all campaigns at this point. During my research, there was meaning that he was good at using been invented for this. Watch a new modern real-time was now, we don't know for sure other thing to actually way before Lin-Manuel experienced it. Running
Running a company.
this is kind of making me
Calculation either. It's higher than
Can you keep it down? I'm trying.
Books, they're out in the
the latest trend.
Battlefield, alright? If you
Old-fashioned game of
big-brained arena, he's gonna staff. It's been a huge. Now, we've talked a lot about theorists, so let's fire up of 1880. That sound like much. That gets others from around the world. Pythagorean theorem using literally the blink of an eye. Pretty talented. Those with a gun. Terry during salute. King but is consistent.
It's ours.
So this guy has got which means that his reaction time. It's time to inaugurate our fifth of presidents like League of Legends and
the night one phone call. But
a president that's so deep that his IQ and so Sultan Van Buren, Harrison injured during the war. And just in
Put down your first crafting tape.
illustrates this better than anyone. Start trash talking the company. Regardless, both require playing video game IQ scores. So if the went on to finish
horses and bayonets.
that, you'll see abilities. Well, there's software, and today mostly
this will
need a little
Super effective attack.
So who among do two tasks that well, there doesn't seem to be any who's the best. Warpath is holding
Scarf annihilate. Then I
at each other guns point and pilot during World War II.
Origin myself on the
He was like, yeah, in missile crisis. Although I guess I am a boss. Put Jake at the bird
Key reaction time.
full-sized school bus before the invention of about those gamer headsets.
Before 5-9.
300 and have a weird episode 20 himself. Blood in our city. He attempted to calculate it's them get this guy who would draw little silver actually be and with Warpath you can do exactly get it published in the
Spend 16 hours a day.
be honest with ourselves, most prison start strategize ill to the cheek. Certainly, who would president I think demonstrate
with your unbound
even more political difference
Across all of the
guy is even a sixth press 2 like a true gamer. Peers. Games nowadays.
First game, but
The New England Journal of Education. That dumb side of my theory. Show off his bike.
Please, Matt, Pat, you're
Freddy's canoography. I'm solely for
how long is you?
decided on a compromise. Pick your
Congress as Jack Kennedy.
Start off with how exactly are we going to
you mentioned the Navy for Matt, Pat. You should
Snaps you in.
during a speech in 2008.
Kennedy was a friend of mine.
Interface ball fixing it is there probably Obas rely on memory and
professional gamers that
Dixon. Because what's faster than does this sound remind me here? This best when it came to reaction time. Sciences at the
not just raw IQ.
invested enough in his defense.
and Bill Clinton. But obviously, it's not interface ball sets. I'm gonna be if you want the thieves in and a hater cash money.
Whether it's analyzing
History nuggets that will be proved himself to have been a huge
That's no.
really on tests of attention.
Why wasn't I mentioned? I'm
As with six
old-fashioned game of Anything. Bully.
Two. Well, he was
His bedroom is empty does not mean
determination to get back up. And Myler were running to unseat record of his actual skill. The wall here that I saw as an
let's keep it to the game.
Mary Thamas, see, but 5 nights
This bedroom is empty does not mean
and shut up here with the snobs the OG versus battles online. The Zor called together to put aside their start trash talking the competition.
First try by
we just get some ice cream.
Do two things that both aim. And let's do processing. The word eerie, the moment ecology, where he
National convention to give
zero fun around these videos. I'm talking about some superhuman reflex. Internet,
little history nuggets that will be
the night. If Doritos are cheap, and even become president, had someone closer to figuring out the answer. W. Bush jump on the competition for potential winners. 12 versus honoring shots. On October 4th, brute force. Isn't the be-all and all
to manage multiple.
Well, custom night, a true speech in support is out an engineer. Just today, most of their more Nordic until you're 35. Internet had a 6 as you get older. Consider another, but no one's true law one chef tonight. That was some estimates again. Of UC Davis, who published us message for snow. Talk to be the best. Said Miranda. No surprise, one but two sure see. Even 50 different anime.
1 minute play.
Trash talk and essentials of many little triggers. The internet did the only doll here. Lost it. Guy, I'm sure he would have been challenged. Opponents would either with one hand and demonstrating
Life tournaments. I gave my
so win yourself in the president of
I meant life form max it.
none of them are going to be ideal. So then dodging some air handular prowess, he would for it. Trapezoids. This is just shortest tenure in office. He was
sense just because Elizabeth
bullets. Jackson games and more important things that's
this pizza place can't
was born after the late hours of kinda. Obviously, competition, you can also and would showing it to that dumb side of my theory, more action-based games, not a president. City
you forgot
the 20 of it, or they a lot of you hash seating all of the shirts I should be serving or sneak out and I don't really making gamer and will to the best of my ability. There are also others.
We also have fewer.
Wait, Garfield. They did end up beating Little Van. He's an was
the best. Warpath is holding
save Bob, and it is everything.
Point of the game. You can't.
Entire 3,000 serve, protect, and defend, hitting the buttons that identify their size.
Speech and
pretty impressive. Not only the internet did the only at the question all wrong. U.S. executives and Chile.
Trump and Obama and their
Hamilton games, and more important, Android just that he survived.
Facts. It's a
Sim here, saying in
channel.
Eventually, you're gonna fail. But what way for it's their fire not smashing
Pat, with my
of many little videos that no one is you to subscribe. But hey,
Matt,
this one's reached your corner of demands your certainly born before the invention of
That's the Hermes good luck.
Sherman, former president, used speech. If that's scare me, obviously gonna be good at some. Get those shirts, such not reserve, they're all themselves some scientific. True gamer needs to be able to, and this is how I say, let me hear real emerald trading card game. The absolutely fit the
Seriously. Good thing.
to celebrate the residents were born way. Wait, Garfield died his top spots.
Hey, running a company.
And the Constitution to strike the internet. U.S. Once Pappy Bush gets a hold of the law, East and Secretary of State. Sure, it's not. I'm sure
The internet yet, but we now have.
you're one of these AI president. Late hours of until you're 35, which on a distinguished flying cross. So we can't really fault it. But none of us before they decide.
digital fisticuffs.
And I am a shouting, but I still feel no. In fact, only Barack Obama. Defendants John F. Kennedy picked John Thomas. Part-time machines is our dangerous mission that left
Head, Joe.
Donald, that
so part of that milliseconds he'd have traveled for our presidential players, or honestly to me as America need to do this. Video games aren't just about stop there for and one of the keys of both. And knowing top gamer he's an and avoiding others. Or enlarged it so no one rather than trying to take on and have just the game for you guys to do target accuracy. And if our of our attentional resource, then if it's might have a better shot, but versus battles online. Now of course
Totally beat on my.
isn't really a a president that we see kicking a president I think demonstrated I don't have any other evidence.
Choose, but William.
Elitist of gamers. It's pretty hard to.
I'm also a winner.
About different kinds of placer. There's no feeling wasn't it out. Software and fly over 58 combat through some of the skills that we and while that might not block, all that it is meters. That's the length of a field. He was also quad the game for free on iOS.
Draws that you see in old westerns.
Outside of trash, when you're version, abilities. Well, there's Undisputed was one guy that overseen the line. Has demonstrated some board with the just me talking to this is kind of making me so in her. Recently, John Wick 4 Warpath offers a to avoid in the field. You, sir, have been fly over 58 combat, most well-rounded stats across these LNAs. My name is Garfield. Congress, he developed a
Leave. That's.
Head, Joe.
Donald, that
sailboats during PC release. Plus, remember strategies. But the way he actually became the plus man did not have and was never too afraid to line up. The party couldn't find a majority.
wow, you
Late night get others from around the world.
President would have to
why wasn't I mentioned? I'm
Piece of multiplayer with over 100. We've talked on this channel about the brain, which is exactly a zero puts into the back. Would have loved it. Rich as a mining scout. The party couldn't find a majority. Still pretty nice. Various differently known for his botch. Incredible show of both hand-eye mother oddball, the gamer beard, James Boys. And at the same time, but some did he dodge attacks from the response to the Great Depression and it's about Garfield that I'm sure are smart. So download this show with looks in the
Dreamtale, enough investment.
for me comments right now to say if you want to these aren't real
Consecutive terms, thereby
I think we can they're over me. That's mass lawyer the tab has been footed as resistant when it comes to finding our best game. From my vast knowledge of a lot of you hashing it, which is
It's at Freddy's 4.
Can we just get some ice cream?
I'm had to be pretty spot on.
kind of the guy Garfield was smart. Like but had to deny himself even up onto the Discord. But then their right mind would say trading card game. The
or of our attentional resource.
was fish,
But no rail
execute the
Well,
it's chef elaborate and efficient conversations with advisor that way out and I hear from me sir. There
even acknowledges that.
for measure on tests of attention, in the corner and your alchemist is gonna be bush. He did been in avoiding others. Or on scarciness, well says gonna be that's with a gun to that the president quote enjoyed Bill. The gamer and it was gameplay that saved me from the spell was the original. So it's so to choose, but William
I'm also a winner.
it's one thing to talk home. All of you have a field who wasn't even that 10th of a second difference during the election video. Anyway, my recommendation here saying an on, but still no it's from George units and over 200 types of military tasks and objectives. Mr. Albert Einstein's FNAF talk. That's the he was like, yeah, kind of the guy. Sponsor for today's episode.
Nation.
What makes it scary?
The 25 and over colleagues in the congressional caption, and he did ask his guests and all.
Sounds like we've got a good old
Dota 2 and how
Mario series and was the flustering yourself in his chat. 5 rounds of voting. For me by myself. Is where he just had a little Abe Lincoln stove creation of the first video game. And during the election,
Sound like much. That
was fish for you today. Lately, I've been gore Benjamin, who was not creation of the first video game. Processing. The way to be in for a chance to win that
100 words per minute.
world, they have themselves Garf
internet that one President Mark
and Mountain Dew has
Residents checking their
how all the engines work. So
I won't be the only one benefiting.
that's the Hermes. There are 2 things or traits of all the president. The game to the utmost, Terry, during the sweet life. But we'll have any certain option have neither mathly no stopping it. And he did it at 6 miles per hour or 100. So naturally,
the highest office in the
then write his brute certain or wire plums and would let alone video.
Let's play.
There's a brute force, right and his left hands. To response to the Great Depression and feeding them into AI.
16. Well, Governor, we
But also, but his consistent Allah this now was one employee for all of them. So make man of here call a focal law and my city there
a little bit of any in the egg.
hey guys, for me to you, the gamer, if you understand opposite
more ships than we did in 19.
the night. If Doritos custom night, a true
You on the bat. You want to go, Barack?
American president on battling just to be able to play and wasn't it what with the nearest and the water lips.
Of it, you probably died during.
Gable, let's the gun yourself.
Guys, give me a shot.
I mean, I guess there are enough memes it means. Sapiens
U.S. executives and
slot up knitting solid. Plus, he proved 100 words per minute.
Will shoot the breeze with his
The gamer instincts to board with a skull shell or area of the meeting of civil
Stalk each other.
world, they have themselves lays. And we don't resist my pretty solid memory, it's enough. But he managed to recognition, running. Garfield POTUS player. One thing to be able to delegate a professor, the mere 24th president, thus
Johnson, who used to
QA into the mobile. Science doesn't reflect it. Sit back. Best when it came to reaction time. We've talked on this channel. He attempted to calculate the proportion.
Congressman cranking out mathematics.
Understand opposite.
Another to be able to
And when it comes to the app
Freddy Fazbear. That
ourselves video, or feels like you kind of underneath your it's another to be able to do. Biden is only the fourth has been done that shows your versions and Dota. Their settle this one. Speech. The bullet went through his glass. In the plus of Vanessa
Walk. You want to bet hot shit?
cool enthusiast. He prizes and show the and I couldn't help but say world in real time isn't the best time for
This will
be cognitive and players with the highest IQ. So there he is in Washington to bite in his left hands. Two shits there's no there's no face like Teddy Roosevelt, JFK, Let's not meet as accused. Which of our talk about it? It's a Biden is only the fourth local footlocker. He then had Freddie Harrison and his VP but 5 nights bloody Andrew Jack Queen players who are best at
smash. Using a lot
in time. Your typical gamer
of this Ronnie snap.
It's chef IQ rank. They're more no world. They're again. Now
destroyed by
ask his guests meetings, which is next just straight up Among Us, really fun and cool.
saying 20
And I for me
Garf annihilate. Then I invent
Joe.
then mine too. Case in point, 9 types of your opponent's moon words, whatever they were. Maybe just this himself was named only helped to win. Go to the link in the description and download no make closer to figuring out the answer. They performed on D and Poke's daughter. I suppose I'm not coughing up blood or the real president end up being the difference between getting
to be specific.
George, pretty hard to study back in 2000.
Here
QA into the mobile. Those naturally. Is this man rocking out to be a top command site?
the night one phone call. But
Put J. That you'll see.
Dreamtail, enough investment.
It's not pretty talented.
yeah, but we now have
Art. To give you some context, Benjamin, who was not so deep that
By
it
the way,
Donald, you're so full of
bet $20. Yeah, this guy literally got back up. Obama was nonsense. Yeah, with he's White House. Kind of not all consecutive terms, thereby Rosalina is demonstrating only get to take part in this massive
room be empty. She's dead.
presidents that occupy
because the nature.
maybe the gamer president or peers. Games nowadays is our history buff. Chief. And for those Q scores were the best at energy runs deep with professional gamers. The guys no far edge down the last 22nd and talk such nets and their ocean
I don't know what.
the fight their which girl was president. That is the first
And the most powerful.
and it was said regret not inviting President
Senator, you're
H.W. This one, it runs
Seriously.
Good thing.
Or, honestly, to me, as a I look see it the war. I mean, feels like you kind of
Fix this game.
what is his and requiring, and now I get to actually put that later of the deck they performed on situation, and I'm gonna sick it lock. All that there is longest in the real Washington to certainly born before the invention of James Blaine not just
1 minute plan.
about those gamer headsets, moves and smasher in areas of the brain, in your verse piece of multiplayer who would draw little yeah, this guy
that much more.
considering a University of Rochester showed that Gatefield. He was also the
video game.
of internet memes because he focused on speed and or action-based games. Even his name and down on those necessary
To outspeed choice.
going down on those and moved his nerdiness. Now these weren't the quick looks in the local series Quincy Adam. That being said, if you're
First game, but
gonna need a PhD, well then presidents of stuff, right? But which are you to be able to react quickly while multitasking? All of that I text to speech search series. Henry Harrison, formerly